Welcome. I'm Sophia from Lipstick Junkie Forever, and today's video is going to be an empties video for 2022, but only the last 6 months of 2022. These are items I've collected and used up since July of this year. There's a lot, so I'm not going to take any more time on the intro. Let's pop into it. But before you do, please comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know how much you've used up, what you've used up, or if there's anything that I'm showing you that you also enjoy in your life. This is the bag that contains the last 6 months of empties for me, and it's incredibly heavy and it's pretty big. I mean, it's not even fitting in the shot, but it's very, very heavy. So I'm gonna put this down and go into it right now. I'm gonna cover this in sections. I'm gonna start with makeup, then skincare, body care, hair, anything like that will be towards the end. I'm going to start with primers first. I finished a couple of them, and the first one that I finished is this Rare Beauty Pore Diffusing Primer. I have larger pores, and this didn't do anything for those pores. If you have smaller pores, maybe this is the magical elixir that you need, but it wasn't it for me. I'm not going to repurchase this, and for those of you who have larger pores, I don't recommend it. It wasn't expensive. I think it was closer to $20, but it was money I spent, so I did use it up as a result of that. I will not be rebuying this. The next primer I used is this VDL Lumi Layer Primer. This was one of those primers that gives you a bit of a glow. I liked it, but I didn't really see too much glow pop through my foundations. Maybe because the foundations were a little bit more full coverage. I did see a little bit more glow with the lighter coverage foundations, but I don't think I'll be buying this because it didn't really do so much that I see the need to repurchase it. The next item I use as a primer is not actually a primer, but I use it as such. It is the Stila All Over Shimmer in Kitten, I think. Yeah, Kitten Shimmer. And I liked it. It did absolutely give me a little bit more glow because this is supposed to be a very intense highlighter. So putting it as a base product under my foundations, it pulled through a little bit more. This was very old in my collection, so I tried to finish it as quickly as possible because it hadn't gone off, but I was afraid of it going off. It is done and finished. I won't be repurchasing this only because I have a lot of primers. I have a lot of things I want to work through, and I'm no longer digging that whole very glittery, glowy look. Let's move on to foundations. I finished 6. Yes, that's a lot, but not everything was brand new in July. One of my favorites was this Maybelline Fit Me foundation in shade 118 light beige. I love getting them in these pouches because they have like literally zero weight to them. I think that this is the best delivery system for this foundation for me. I do have it in a bottle still, and I will use this. This is in the shade 115, which would be ideal around this time for me, but I will no longer be purchasing this foundation in the bottle because the delivery system of these pouches is phenomenal. I think that the only place you can get them in pouches is on Amazon, so I highly recommend that you check that out. If you love the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation, this is the best way to package it, and I really love this foundation. I actually have finished quite a lot of them and will be buying them over and over and over. At some point I had 6 going at the same time because sometimes I would be tanner, sometimes I would be less tan. So I love this foundation and highly recommend it. The next absolute favorite foundation, and it is one that launched and I discovered this year, obviously, is a Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin one. I love this foundation very much. This is in the shade 3 Neutral, which is more of my late spring, early fall shade. And I have another one of these, another tube of these in the shade 4 Neutral, and that is like depths of summer shade for me. I really love this foundation and actually wants to buy it in a lighter shade, but I just purchased a whole bunch of new foundations, so I think I'm gonna hold off on that for a tiny bit, but I will be repurchasing this foundation. I really love it, and I love it so much that I actually use it all up to the last tiniest bit. I used it up and I don't regret it. I absolutely love it. It's phenomenal. The next foundation I used up, you can no longer purchase. It is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation. This was the One and Done foundation. I had it in the shade Light. This was really lovely when this first came out on the market. It was one of the more unique foundations at the time, but as years progressed and this got discontinued, other formulations came out on the market that were really beautiful. So if this were still available, I wouldn't purchase it, but I think they discontinued it a long time. The next foundation I absolutely loved as well, but I had it in the wrong shade and I will be repurchasing it in a lighter shade. It is this L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. I had it in the shade 5 to 6 medium tan. I don't know what I thought, because buying this was, this is the wrong shade. I loved it. I actually used it as a bronzer even at some point, but sadly it was the wrong shade. Great foundation though. The next foundation I finished, I actually really enjoyed, and it is the Urban Decay Stay Naked Foundation. I have it in the shade 20NN. I really enjoyed this foundation. It was very thin, very light on the skin. It's not my favorite. I don't know what makes it not my favorite, but I just know that there are other foundations that are thin that I was trying or using at the same time that I just loved more than this one. So while I enjoyed it very much, it is out of my life and I won't be repurchasing it for now, at least. There are new foundations coming out on the market all the time, so I'm not regretting it, but I use it all the way. I mean, you can see it, like it's all empty to the bottom. The last foundation I used up is the It Cosmetics, what is the name? Your Skin But Better Foundation Plus Skincare. This was really lovely, also a pretty thin formula. I had it in the shade Fair Neutral 11, and I think I found that this one was a little bit too deep for me. I had another shade, and that one was too yellow on me, so I don't think I'll be buying this foundation. I am having trouble finding my perfect match, because 11 or Fair Neutral should have been easy for me to match perfectly, but it was too light. I wasn't tanning and it was still too light. So as much as I enjoyed it and it was really beautiful on the skin, I'm not going to be repurchasing it. As I said, the two foundations out of the ones that I used up that I will be repurchasing will be the Maybelline and the Charlotte Tilbury. Let's move on to setting powders. The first powder I used up, I actually discovered this year, and I am so glad I discovered it this year. Sad I didn't discover it earlier, but glad I discovered it, period. It is the e.l.f. Halo Glow one. I absolutely love this powder. It really sets the makeup in place really well, but also at the same time imparts this glow from within that is absolutely stunning. I used it up and bought it immediately. I think I actually bought a backup before I even finished it. I had like still about a week's worth of product left before I used it up. There's a tiny bit left in there, but I can't get it out by just like pouring it out, and I'm not about to start taking this off. So really enjoyed this, really love it, really recommend it. I have it in the shade Light. The next powder I used up, I actually did not enjoy very much, but I used it up because I bought it. And it is the Cover FX setting powder. I had it in the shade Translucent Light. Didn't love it. I don't know what I didn't like about it. I couldn't figure it out. It might be that it was a thicker formula. It might be that it just lay on differently than the other powder. It definitely didn't impart that glow from within look. So not my favorite. Would not repurchase it. It is, I think, $35. So yeah, I used it up because I paid money for it. So I used it, but I will not repurchase it, and I don't recommend this unless you have very oily skin, but even then there are other products that are better. The Halo Glow is probably better. The last face powder I used up is not actually a setting powder. It is more a sunscreen powder. This is the Tarte C Set and Protect Mineral Powder Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 30. I didn't enjoy it, didn't love it. I think I bought it around this time last year, and yeah, I used it up because I spent money on it and I kept trying to make it work, and I also needed a way to refresh my sunscreen. I reapplied my sunscreen. I did not love this. I did not love this. I will not buy it again. I don't recommend it. I think I saw it on sale recently. I was not surprised that it was on sale, but I saw it on sale, and even on sale, I did not pick it up. It was like an intense sale. Even then, I did not pick it up. Let's move on to bronzers. I used up two bronzers this year. They're both cream. One of them is this L'Oreal Havana Camila Cabello Sunlit Bronzer in light medium. This was limited edition. Sad that it was limited edition because this was actually really beautiful. I used it on the face and on the body in the summer, especially on the chest. I really liked it for that, but sadly, you can't get this again. If they made this again, I would buy it because I loved it that much. The next cream bronzer I used up is actually not really a bronzer in my opinion. It is the Tara 28 Bronzino in Suncoast, and I used it up mainly as just a base primer, essentially a highlighting primer, because there's very little bronziness. It was just golden pigment, golden shimmer rather. And I used it up mainly because I was forced to. The packaging broke and it was basically brand new. I didn't drop it or anything. It just broke, and I felt like if I didn't use it up now, it would be drying out very quickly. And towards the end, it was drying out a little bit more, and I'm glad that I used it up. I would not repurchase this. The last product I used up is actually a highlighter, and is the Becca highlighter in Moonstone. This was a lovely, lovely highlighter. If you have fair skin, I highly recommend that you get this. I know that Becca is no longer an active brand, but I believe they sold their formulation for these to Smashbox, or whatever happened. Smashbox is now producing their pressed perfectors. I think, what is their full name? Shimmering Skin Perfectors Pressed. I think Smashbox is producing those or making them. So if you have a lighter skin tone, I would say actually just straight up fair, maybe fair to light skin tone, and you want a highlighter that isn't too shimmery but is actually really beautiful on the skin, this one is it. Don't get me wrong, I didn't use this up in like 6 months or 7 months. I'd spent years using this, and this was just the end of it. Let's move on to setting sprays. I used up 2 of them. The first one I used up is the It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better one. This was really lovely on the skin, I would have to say. I enjoyed it very much. However, I didn't find that it gave me the kind of setting power that I really needed or wanted, especially because I was using this in the middle of summer, which is around the time that I use setting sprays the most. My favorite setting spray this year was the Charlotte Tilbury one, and of course, there's always the Urban Decay one. So with those in my collection, this was the number 3. I used it, I enjoyed it, but I use it mainly to remove the powderiness on my face a little bit, because this didn't do the whole 16-hour extra mega hold stuff for me. Talking about Urban Decay, I also used up a mini one of those. If you saw my last empties, you saw that I'd used up a bigger bottle, and now I used up the mini one, and I really enjoyed this. I have a lot more of the Urban Decay setting sprays in my collection. I will be buying them. I have been sent some, but I'll be buying them on my own as well. Really enjoy this. This is behind the Charlotte Tilbury one for me, but I use the Charlotte Tilbury when I want that mega hold, like the hairspray for the face kind of hold. This one is a little bit, a smidgen off that, and I really enjoy it. Let's move on to lip products. I used up quite a lot of products, and the first one I'm going to talk about is actually one I didn't use up, but I want to kind of tell you what happened with it so you're aware of the situation. This is the Flower Beauty, what is the full name of it? Miracle Matte Lip. This is beautiful. This was in the shade Nude Blush. The problem with this was that as I was using it, and it is mainly full and I was really enjoying it, the doe foot broke off the wand, and it's somewhere in there, and not only can I like not apply it, I can't apply product like that. Not only can I not apply it, but I just don't want to be doing that to myself. So this one sadly has to go, but the formula is great. So just letting you know, the formula is great. Be aware of that wand though. The next item I used up was this L'Oreal Havana Camila Cabello collab lip dew. This was in the shade, what is the shade on it? I do not know what the shade is. It is shade Less. Yep, can't find it. I love this. This was beautiful. I absolutely enjoyed it. Sadly, you cannot get this again. You know what I really liked about this? How big the wand was. This was really beautiful. I really hope that L'Oreal incorporates wands like that back into its product, and that it makes this formula again, because this was lovely. Another lip gloss I used up was actually a clear lip gloss. You won't think it's clear because at the base you see some color, but this was the Colored Rain gloss in Are We Clear? This was clear. This was beautiful. I used it up very quickly though. I think it took me just a few weeks of use because I was enjoying how it looked over some products, which is why there's that little bit that's pigmented now. I really enjoyed this. I think that this was a beautiful formula, and I'm gonna see if I can get another one of those because this was really lovely. The next item I used up is actually a lipstick. This is a Laura Geller one in the shade Vanilla. They don't make this anymore. Even when they made it, I think it only came in a set. I really enjoyed it. It was my perfect nude. The problem is that they don't make it anymore, but I enjoyed it so much that I dug into it. I don't know if you can see that I dug into it. Yeah, I dug into it, but the problem with that was that once I dug into it and put it in a different container, the method of delivery to my lips was different, and I didn't enjoy it anymore, so I had to toss a little bit of it away. But the point at which I dug into it was like when it was basically flush. Like I could no longer get it on my lips without scraping it off. Really enjoyed this. Really wish that I had been able to use the remaining product, but I don't want to be using my fingers. I don't have lip brushes all over the place. Anytime I went out, I did not want to bring a lip brush with me. So what that taught me is that I'm not going to be the kind of person that digs into lipsticks. I may dig into it just to toss it so I can recycle these, because I'm going to take all of these empties to Nordstrom. They have a beauty box where you can take everything and then recycle that. But I won't be digging into products for use anymore, because that's just not me, and I prefer delivery methods or delivery systems that are out of the tube. The next lipstick I used up is actually also a Laura Geller one. It is their Shine Stick. I believe that's in it. Yeah, Shine Stick. And this was in the shade Polished Peach. It was this beautiful coral shade, as you can see. I enjoyed it. I loved it for years and years. The problem with this one was that it was so creamy for a very pigmented product that it did not remain on the lips very much, and it was a little bit too creamy. The transfer was a little insane. So while I enjoyed it, I wouldn't repurchase it, but I enjoyed it while I had it. The next item I used up is this e.l.f. Ride or Die lip balm in the shade Tough Cookie. This was beautiful. It was pretty hydrating, I would say. The shade was beautiful. The coverage was beautiful. I was using it over some lip liners. I'm actually going to show you all the lip liners that I used up. What I did not enjoy about it is this opening. I don't want to be putting something like this on my lips. It's just scraping, and I certainly don't want to be going in with my finger. It's just not hygienic, and I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to have to get up and wash my hands every time I want to reapply a product. Sometimes I'm outside. So as much as I loved it, I don't think I'm going to be purchasing it again unless I get it and then depot it into a container. Maybe then. But no. Oh, what's happening with that candle? And since I mentioned lip liners, I have to show you how many I used up. I used up so many. Look at all these. Yeah, I used up all of these. The smallest two for both from Urban Decay. One of them was the shade Naked. It actually dried. Of course, now it's got a little bit, but I wouldn't apply it on my lips. It dried out towards the very end, but that's fine. I used up quite a lot of it. The other one was an absolute favorite. This was their collab with Gwen Stefani, and it was in the shade Ex-Girlfriend. Look how little it is. It actually just fell out at the very end there. Really loved both of these. Ex-Girlfriend was my absolute favorite, and I really wish that they would bring that back, or that Gwen brings it to her Give brand. Whatever it is, somebody bring it back. It's beautiful. The next two are both from Jouer, and I absolutely love these. These are long wearing, so they dry down really beautifully. The first one I used is this red one. It's an absolute stunner. It's in the shade Rouge. Let me show you. There's just enough for me to swatch it, but not more than that. So you can see there's like nothing left really. I really love these. They're long wearing, really beautiful on the lips. The other one that I used up is the shade Nude. And there's like, again, very little left there. Just enough for me to swatch, but not more than that. Also beautiful. A little bit too beige for me, so I would have liked if this had a little bit more pink, but these two were stunning. I still think I have a few different shades in my collection, and I will use them because I enjoyed these so much. The next lip liner I used up actually has no markings on it, but I know it's the Edward Best one. I think it's in the shade Nude. This was also a stunner. I think this one is actually replaceable. I'm not sure, but let me put it here. This was a really beautiful, very, very gorgeous. This is definitely my perfect nude beige. I just wish it was a little cheaper because these were kind of expensive. And the final lip liner I used up, I actually purchased in a set last year, and this is the Huda Beauty Lip Contour 2.0 in Honey Beige. I was one of those dumb people who started sharpening this, and then I realized that this was a click up. Like, as you can see, there's nothing left. Towards the end, like the tiniest centimeter just broke off. It just broke off. It was a really beautiful shade. It's like right here. It's really pretty, but definitely a little bit too dark of a nude for me. Still enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it in the last few months in the fall. It was very stunning. I used it with one of the lip balms that I showed you. I think it was the e.l.f. one. I really loved it with that. Highly recommend this one. This was a really lovely formula. I think I'm gonna get more product or more colors from this line. I just probably won't get the honey beige, but otherwise it was very pretty. The last item I used up is also from Urban Decay. They don't make this anymore. This was the Meltdown Makeup Remover for, Lip Oil Stick. This was really nice for, well, you can't see anything. There's no color to it. This was a lip product remover, and this was great when I had a lot of drying lipsticks, including liquid lipsticks. Loved this. Sadly, it was old. I think I have another one somewhere in my collection. I will use it. I enjoyed it, but sadly, I think they discontinued this. Let's move on to eye products. I don't have any eyeshadows used up, but I do have other things used up. The first item I used up is this eye primer from e.l.f. I really like this. I enjoyed this very much. This actually had just a little, can you even see it? This had just the tiniest bit of pigment. I think you can see it. Yeah, it's like right here. It had just the tiniest bit of pigment to neutralize my eyelids. I do have quite a lot of veining, or not veining, capillaries in my eyes when I don't sleep very much or very well. You will know because I'll have some pigmentation on my eyelids. So this was really good for not whitening that, just evening that out, but also held on to eyeshadows, like gripped eyeshadows, pretty well. I think this is $3 or $4. I think at the beginning of this year it was $3 and then it was $4. Whatever it is super cheap, super affordable, and I will be buying this again. I think this might have been my second one actually. Was it? I don't remember, but I love this. And the second eye primer I used up was this Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer. This was a points perk, I believe. Either it was a points perk or it came with like an eyeshadow holiday set. Whatever it was, this was amazing. I don't know if I can get any more out, but this has a lot of, there's nothing else coming out. But this was really brightening. Oh, there's enough for more. Look at that. I'm not about to start digging because when I need it, it's not usable. So this is a lot brighter than the e.l.f. one, but also really nice, but super brightening. Very good if you're gonna do colorful looks and if you want those eyeshadows to pop. Really nice. Let's move on to eyeliners. And the first one I used up, I actually absolutely love. This is the Clinique quick liner for intense eyes. This was in the shade Intense Sable. They don't make this shade anymore, but I really love this. It was a little bit of a warmer brown. Beautiful, but they don't make this anymore, sadly. This was, can I even like, no, it's like, oh, just the tiniest bit, just enough to show you, but it's already dried down. But really love this. This was beautiful. I highly recommend this formula actually. The next eyeliner I used up looks like my Project Pan one, but isn't. It is the favorite Marc Jacobs highliner in Irony. This was a beautiful charcoal gray shade. I'm just swatching it as much as I can. There's not enough to get it onto my eyelids, but there's just enough to swatch it. I think what I'm actually going to do, because since they no longer make this and I keep trying to find out if there's a brand that makes something similar, I think I'm going to keep this, and as long as there's some tiny bit of product in there, I'm going to just take this to Sephora and just go swatching. Just go swatching because I love this and I really wish they made this still because this was perfect. And what made it perfect is that it wasn't black, but it wasn't brown. And so, because browns don't always look good on me, this was an absolute dream. I was actually very precious with it in the last year, but finally had to use it up before it dried out. I decided that it's better for me to use it and enjoy it than let it dry out and then I'm sad. So really enjoyed this. Sadly, they don't make this anymore. If you know a dupe for this color, please let me know. Otherwise, you might see me at your local Sephora swatching. If I look different, it's because my battery died. So thankfully, I had another one charging, so I'm back. Next items I used up were actually mascaras, and I used up 4 of them. Well, let's start with this tiny one. I barely used this. It's the Kat Von D Go Big or Go Home mascara. This was allegedly a volumizing mascara in the shade Trooper Black. Didn't enjoy it, didn't love it, wouldn't buy it even if it was available. I don't even know if they make this one anymore, but wouldn't buy it. These 3 though were lovely. Let's start with this IT Cosmetic Hello Lashes one. I actually really enjoyed it. I might be one of the few people who did. This was a really nice one for me. Is there a little bit left? I don't understand what's happening. There's always like a tiny bit left as you're like saying there's nothing left in there. This has one of those short plastic bristles. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can as if you can see it. You cannot see it, but it has those short plastic bristles. Don't really enjoy this. I like the formula, but the application for this, not my ideal, but still nice formula for me, at least. The next one I used up is this Roller Lash by Benefit. This is a beautiful formula in my opinion. Don't really enjoy the brush very much. It is curved, but it has the really tiny short bristles, which means that sometimes I get a little bit of transfer on my eyelid. Don't love that. But overall, I do like this mascara. I have the smaller ones that I got in a set during the holidays, the sets that Sephora came out with. Really like this one for longevity, how it looks on my eyelashes, not my eyelids, because it does transfer to my eyelids, so maybe that too. But I don't enjoy the transfer. But my favorite mascara of all time, and I keep buying this, and it's the Benefit They're Real mascara. I really enjoy this. This mascara makes my eyelashes, top and bottom, look absolutely stunning and very long. Now, this also has a wand with plastic bristles, but they're a bit longer, and the formula on this is lovely. It's buildable, but it also just separates. It's lovely. This does not look gunky in any way. I love it. I have a backup of this and will always buy this. Will always have a backup of this and this in my collection because it's stunning. I currently don't have this one open or another one of these open, only because I have two mascaras, I believe, open. So I decided to wait on opening this one for a bit. But the moment those are out of use, I will be opening this one again. Let's move on to brows. The first one I used up was this Urban Decay Brow Blade. I only liked the pencil side of this, the waterproof pencil. There's like nothing left. I used everything up. Yeah, nothing left. I used everything up. This was in the shade Brown Sugar. I think I found this one a little bit too light on me, so I would only really use it on the inner portion of my brows because I have a lot of brow. And then I would just finish off with another brow product, which was, I believe, this one by NYX. This is the Micro Brow Pencil. This was in the shade Taupe. As you can see, the other side of it broke, but I really enjoyed this one. Yeah, you can't really get anything off it. So let's not even start swatching these. This was really nice too. I have another one of these in a deeper shade in use right now. I think the deeper shade's not my favorite necessarily, but this was really pretty and it's so affordable. It's like $10. I think they raised the price recently to $10.99. It's still cheaper than, let's say, this one, because this one is $26, which is fine if you're using both sides. On the other side of this, it's got like a stain one. Yeah, I just can't get anything out of it. It's got like a stain, an ink stain. I didn't enjoy that one. You can still hear it, but I don't like the product in it. So I wouldn't buy this one unless you like both sides. I also used up the IT Cosmetics Brow Power Micro in the shade Universal Taupe. You know, why am I swatching these? You can't see anything. So this has one of those really, really fine, thin points, which is really nice. But again, I think this is $25 and I blew through it. And this is for a person who has a lot of brow to begin with. So I used these three up. The only one of these that I would personally purchase again is the NYX one, only because it is more affordable. If price were not really an issue here and I wasn't blowing through it so quickly, I would also repurchase the IT Cosmetics one. I would not repurchase the Urban Decay one solely because it's $26 and I only use one half of it, so it's a waste for me. But if you like using that, highly recommend that you look into that. That's it for color cosmetics. Now I'm going to go into some makeup adjacent things such as application remover, stuff like that, and then I'll go into skincare. I'm going to face the music and I'm going to show you how many sponges I used up. A lot. They're nasty, I know. I'm just showing you that I use them up because I could not clean them anymore. So I'm gonna not show them anymore, but I use sponges up until I can no longer clean them. I don't toss them after 2 months. I don't toss them after 3 months. I will push and use for as long as possible because I fully comprehend how much waste I create by doing that. This is my favorite way of applying makeup, sadly. I wish brushes worked on me. They don't. I tried. They tend to streak on me, which is why I really liked the Mario foundation. If you saw my last video, it was a review of the Mario foundation, and I loved that I was able to apply both with a sponge and a brush, but generally a lot of foundations don't work like that for me. So I'm going to talk about this really quickly. This one right here was the Colored Rain one. They don't make this anymore. This was absolutely stunning and a great dupe for the Beauty Blender one. Sadly, they don't make it anymore. I really wish they did because it was lovely, it was affordable, and it had a flat surface. These two that I'm going to show you are actually Beauty Blender, but they were very different formulation. These are the ones with, these were a summer collection, I believe, and they were the ones with the sunglasses. This was a different formula. Not only did it leak, or leach rather, the pink color, but also these just did not apply product quite the same way. I don't mind paying the money. I just want that when I pay the money, the product work. The next one, this is a Beauty Blender as well, the black shade. I had this for years and I have to toss it. I can't clean it anymore. I've tried everything, including cleaning it with oil, and at some point it's just creating a lot more waste in me trying to wash it than me tossing it. Well, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe I'm just telling that to myself. These two are the Real Techniques ones. I really like these. These are not quite the same as the Beauty Blender ones, but I really like them. One of them sadly looks like it's not been used, but it has. But then I was on a bus applying makeup with this and it was great, but then it fell. So I'm not going to wash that and then put it on my face. However, I am being more mindful and I'm trying not to use too many up. I did just buy another set. I tried to use a set of 4 for about a year. This is just a lot of it happened at the same time. The next item I used up was the It Cosmetics Micellar Water. This was amazing, but they don't make this one anymore. So as much as I loved it, sadly, it's no longer being made. I actually used up this smaller version of it too. It looks like there's liquid in it, but that's because I am recycling this bottle by putting in the Garnier makeup remover, micellar water in it. But I'm recycling it by literally using it again and again and again. But if you know anything that dupes this one, let me know, but because this was stunning. It was also very expensive. I think this was $35 as well, but really good. The next item I used up was this Clinique Take the Day Off eye makeup remover. I really love this. This is the Biphase one. I have this in 2 larger sizes now. I purchased it during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. This size was on sale on Ulta, but if you don't know, Sephora tends to do the same sale on their website on the same days. And on the Sephora website, they had the gigantic bottles on sale as well. So I bought that. But I really love this stuff. What I'm actually going to do as a means of, again, reusing a container is I'm going to decant the other product, the other big bottle product into this and just have it here on at my makeup stand so I can use it. But I like to reuse as much packaging as I can before I toss it. Even if I'm taking it to Nordstrom Beauty box, it is still tossing it. But this product is amazing. I will keep purchasing it over and over. This is my favorite eye makeup remover. The next item I used up is also a makeup remover. It is the Lancome by Facil. This is a small mini one. I travel with bottles like this, so I really like keeping them around so I can decant the bigger makeup removers or whatever it is that I'm using into them. But this one started leaking towards the end, so I'm going to have to get rid of this. I really like this one, and I think I'm actually going to repurchase this in a bigger size, mainly because the They're Real mascara is a little bit harder for me to take off, so maybe this will work the magic, because even the Clinique sometimes has struggles. The next item I used up is also from my travel kit. I have it pre-packed. It is the Bioderma Micellar Water Sensibio H2O. Really love this, but this was expensive. There was a period where this was the only thing on the market, and now there are more things on the market, so I prefer to go towards those. Moving on with the makeup removers, I used 2 of the Green Clean ones from Pharmacy. This was in last year's set. I actually think I used up all 3 that were in that set, but I'm using the tub for one of those for something else. Again, I try to reuse packaging when possible, especially if I'm going to be traveling. So I am actually going to keep both of these because I want to put my current makeup remover balm into it so I can take it with me traveling, because I will be traveling. So that's how I like to use it. But these are, and I like that this has a cap. These are completely empty. I'm not going to show you the second one because it's just wasting time at this point. But I'm going to keep these as well. And the last makeup remover I used up is actually the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Makeup one. This was available at TJ Maxx, and I really liked this. I still have one backup left, but I really enjoyed this. It's very emollient. It's very soft and smooth. I really wish I could find these in TJ Maxx again, because I think at TJ Maxx they were like $17, but at retail they're like $30 or something. But that is a really good product. I think they reformulated that. The next item I want to show you, it actually is just no longer really usable. It's not empty, but it is the Seche Vite quick dryer. It is so thick and goopy at this point that I cannot really use it. Oh, that's nasty. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get rid of this, because you can't just throw out nail polish into regular trash. So I'm gonna have to figure this out because this is technically a hazardous item. The next two items I used up are actually these little tins from Swirl and Sparkle. These are brush cleaning products, and I really love them. I actually have a gigantic tub of it. I think it's a 5-ounce tub of it. This is really nice. As you can see, it's empty. I really enjoyed this, and I have a lot more. The owner of Swirl and Sparkle, Marie, is actually my friend, and when I went to Chicago 2019, we actually met up. So I really enjoy these. The one that I have in my bathroom right now, the big one, I did purchase that one, though these two were sent to me. I really love this. It's great for natural hair bristles. Just wanted to tell you that. Let's move on to fragrances. I don't have a large one used up. I only have small ones. And these are from Nest. These were in a set that I bought around this time last year. And I have Sunkissed Hibiscus. This was a little bit too sweet for me. Wild Poppy, enjoyed this one a little bit more, actually a lot more than the other one. And Wisteria Blue, also enjoyed this one. I think that buying sets that have these small ones is a fantastic way to try out scents, and I'm glad I have them. And keeping on with fragrances that I purchased in sets to try them out, I got these two Juliette Has a Gun ones. The first one is Pear Ink. I really loved this one, and I will be buying a full size one when summer rolls around. It's definitely more of a summer scent for me. Really enjoyed that. The other one that I have is Not a Perfume Supreme. So I'm one of the very few people in the world who cannot smell this on their skin. This or the original. I have the original in a full size, and I still cannot smell that on my skin unless it's like specific conditions. I'll still use it. Just means that I'll have it for longer. But I love buying sets like this because I can really test out a product for quite a long while and make a determination as to whether I like it or not. For this Not a Perfume Supreme, somebody from like 5 feet away told me I smelled phenomenal. So it's nice to know that I smelled great. I just couldn't smell myself. The last three I want to discuss are actually true samples, and it's these tiny samples. And the first one I want to discuss is this Miss Dior Rose and Roses. This was actually very pretty, definitely very rosy. Does it have anything left over? No. Yeah, this was definitely a little more rosy, like very rose heavy, which is what the name is, so it wasn't a surprise. The other one that I tried was this Way Rue Saint Honoré. Oh my gosh, there's a little bit left. I love this thing so much. I can't spray it. Damn it. I love this one so much that I'm actually going to be purchasing this in a full size again when the spring sale rolls around, because it's definitely a spring scent for me. Really love this one. I can't remember what that reminds me of. And the last of the fragrances that I used up is this Armani My Way, and because of this little sampler and how much I loved it, I purchased this in a bigger size. I actually bought a set from Armani when they were having a sale back in September. Really loved it, and I love it so much that I actually have the refill bottle in my basket. I don't need it yet, but I will be buying it. I will be refilling it. Really love this. Highly recommend that you smell this one. This was really nice. I had to go get a snack because this video is taking forever, so I highly recommend that you go get a snack too, because I'm about to start the facial skincare and then the body care, so hopefully this won't be very long, but I recommend a snack. I don't even know what to start with. There's so much in front of me. Let's start with cleansers, and let's start with one I did not enjoy. This is the Selfless Baharam Centella and Green Tea Daily Gel Cleanser. This is powered by or made in conjunction with the Inkey List. I think I didn't enjoy it for two reasons. One, the freaking cap is just loose. It does not close very well. Thankfully, I didn't pay the full price for it. I think I bought this at TJ Maxx. I don't know what my candle's doing back there, but let's let it be. The other reason I did not enjoy it is because it's a gel cleanser and I was using it in the fall. However, my skin wasn't very dry in the fall, and I found that this wasn't hydrating. This was a little bit too drying for me, especially as I'm using tretinoin. So I don't think I'm going to revisit this unless I find it on a really good deal and run out of my favorite cleanser, which I'm going to show you right now. This one you're probably not surprised by if you've been watching me for a hot minute, and it is the Chorus Foaming Cream Cleanser. This was mentioned, I think I had at least one tube of this, if not two, in my last video for the first 6 months of the year. I also mentioned this in my Sephora haul, I think at some point in the fall, and I really love this. I really love this so much that I have 2 empties since July. I have 1 currently open. Mind you, I also use the higher end one completely, and I have 2 backups, as well as a small one in my travel bag. So honestly, love this, recommend this. This works for me regardless of what the weather is like outside, how drying it is, or whether I'm using tretinoin or not. So this one is a winner. Let's continue with items that I have 2 of. The next item is also something that nobody would probably be surprised by, and it is the Laneige cream skin toner and moisturizer. As I said, I have 2 of them that I've used up. Really love it. I currently have 1 open. I have, I believe, 2 backups. I just bought all of the backups, including the one that I currently have open during the Black Friday sales. I really recommend this. Really love this. This is my daily first layer moisturizer. I love you. Yes, I love it. Another item I have 2 empties of is actually this e.l.f. moisturizer. This is the Holy Hydration face cream in fragrance free. I really love these. I mean, these are both empty. I go through this very quickly. I love this for daytime. Sometimes I'll use it at night, especially in the summer I'll use it at night, but really enjoy this one, and we'll keep repurchasing. I think these are $13, so pretty affordable. Though how much is in here? Oh, I don't know, because all the signing just wore off, so I'll figure that out later. Continuing with moisturizers, I also really enjoy the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. This is in the 8-ounce tube. They used to make this only for Sephora for Black Friday, at which point they sold it for $15. But now they have this available in the tube year round. I prefer it in the tube version because I don't have to dig my fingers into anything. However, when it's not Black Friday, I think this costs like $45. Still a good deal because I think the tub ones are like 6 ounces or something. Still a good deal, but now that I know that I can get this for $15, I kind of want to keep getting it for $15. But really enjoy it. This is definitely one of those moisturizers that I enjoy both on my hands, body, face in the winter. A moisturizer that I'm a little bit ambivalent about, I don't really, it's okay, is this Ren Beauty Glow and Protect Serum. I enjoyed this at some point, but then I found stuff that I enjoyed more. But not bad. But I just enjoy some other stuff more. Another moisturizer that I used up is this La Roche-Posay Tolerian Double Repair Face Moisturizer UV Broad Spectrum SPF 30. This was beautiful. This was basically magic on the face. It was so nice. I don't think I can get any more out. No. It did have this gigantic opening, but it does come with closure like that. So I really enjoyed this. I will buy it again. I am currently using something else and trying that out, but I will be buying this again. Really enjoyed this one. My holy grail moisturizer for years and years has been the IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Cream. Love this stuff so much. They just reformulated it, and I have the reformulated version in my backups right now, though this original formula is now available at TJ Maxx for $24.99, I want to say. So if you have a TJ Maxx near you, go and get it, because this is a really nice moisturizer. Just to let you know, there's, I think, a little bit of retinol in this, but really enjoy it. This would have been my 10th tub, 11th, 12th, I don't know. I've just used this quite a lot over the years, and I love it. The next item I used up, I actually originally bought for sunburn, but I really enjoyed using it all over my body as a spray-on moisturizer, and it's literally just a aloe vera soothing gel mist. You can find these at TJ Maxx for like $5, $6. Generally, you can find it there around the summertime. So I would stock up because I literally enjoyed spraying it as a liquid moisturizer all over the body, especially in the summer. And I especially like to use it as a spray for my back because I can't reach these top parts of my back quite the same way. So really enjoyed this. This wasn't expensive, but I really wanted to recommend that you try it as a spray on moisturizer year round, regardless of whether you have a sunburn or not. The next item I used up is this Pixi Glow Tonic. I always used to like this, but then I realized that I no longer enjoy this one as much because I don't think it's strong enough, because I think it only has 5% glycolic acid. And instead of using this, what I prefer to use, and this is a smaller size of it, but it was in my travel bag, is the Good Genes by Sunday Riley. I have a whole bunch of these smaller ones. I have a bigger bottle. I have a gigantic bottle because now I think it comes in like 3.2 or 3.4, whatever ounces. I love this Good Genes so much that I've gone through bottles and bottles of it. I don't think I will buy the Pixi Glow Tonic again, only because my skin is used to just a little bit more. But the Pixi Glow Tonic is a really good alternative to something like Good Genes or other products that come in that form. It's just that I prefer something else right now. The next item I used up is this Dermalogical Awaken Peptide Eye Gel. This was enjoyable, actually. I really liked it during the summer. It was very light, definitely moisturizing for the summertime. I don't know if I would purchase it again solely because I have other eye creams and eye balms, but this was enjoyable. I don't have anything bad to say about it. This was nice. The next item I used up is this It Bye Bye Lines 1.5% hyaluronic acid with peptide and vitamin B5. It's just hyaluronic acid, in my opinion. It doesn't perform any better or worse than any other hyaluronic acids I've tried. My favorite hyaluronic acid is the Gyokujin. I can't remember what the full name is. It's a Japanese one, and that comes in like a 5-ounce bottle or refill or either one of those for less than $20 or about $20, whereas I think this is over $30. So I wouldn't necessarily buy this myself. This was sent to me. I enjoyed it. It was nice, but I wouldn't necessarily purchase it. The next item I want to mention is something that I think I'm the only one who does not like, and it is the Embryolisse, Leg Creme Concentrate. I didn't like this. I found that it was a nice moisturizer, but so heavily fragranced that I did not want to keep applying it to my face. So I don't know why people like it, because I would not recommend it. It's got way too much fragrance, so much so that even clothes I can smell it. Let me see. Yeah, I'll pick that up later. Don't like this one. Let's talk sunscreen. The first one I used up is this Trader Joe's Daily Facial Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 40. I love this so very much, but they don't make it anymore, or at the very least I can't find it. So they literally made it. It took the whole market by storm, and then I can't find it. What I'm wondering is whether they did a test run this summer so they can order more for next summer. Whatever the case is, this was $8 and it was amazing. If you get your hands on it, or if you find it, buy more than one, because at $8, this was phenomenal. The other sunscreens I used up completely are these two Black Girl sunscreens in SPF 30. I love these. These are beautiful. These are moisturizing. They work really well. They're available at Target, I believe, maybe at Ulta as well, and I think they're $15.99. Really nice, really lovely. Does not leave a white cast, which is what I love about sunscreen. So I used these two up completely, but I am almost completely finished with this last tube of it. I'm actually at like this point, it's actually even less than this. I think it's like down here. So I'm going to call this one an empty, but leave it right here for me so I can finish in the next 2 or 3 days. And then I'm just going to toss it in with my other empties, because I don't want to keep it until like, I don't know. I think I should do this video in March or something, because this was way too many things that I've used up. So I'm going to say that I've used up all 3 of these. So yeah. Let me make sure that I keep the right one out. Yeah, another empty. I also used up this Equate makeup wipes. I don't generally use makeup wipes, but I needed this for my travel bag. But I really like these for makeup wipes that are as affordable as these are, because I think these are from Walmart. I don't generally go to Walmart because there's not one readily available, but when there is one, I think I would pick this up because these were actually pretty good for the price of them. So highly recommend this one if you're anywhere by Walmart and need makeup wipes. I don't recommend that you use makeup wipes as like your normal skincare or makeup removal routine, but if you need them, which sometimes you might, especially if you're doing your makeup in the car, I recommend this one. I also want to talk about these e.l.f. Hydro Mask no, hydrogel under eye masks. I don't recommend them. They were okay. They really didn't do anything special for me. I find that using general good skincare that you jive with, I guess, works better than putting on these masks. So I had them, I used them, I wouldn't purchase them. Another item I used up, you can barely see, this is the Trader Joe's. I have a full size of this somewhere. The Trader Joe's Ultra Moisturizing Hand Cream. I find that this is a dupe in consistency and how it works to the L'Occitane ones. Of course, it's not the same scent. I actually really enjoy this scent. I have, oh God, this is so nice. I have another one somewhere around here, somewhere closer to the TV. I have another one in a bag. Really love this. Highly recommend this for winter months. I think it's like $5, by the way. The next item is more of a hygiene item, really, and just to make you feel comfortable. It is for chafing. So if you have thighs that chafe or parts of your body that chafe, I highly recommend this Monistat Care Chafing Relief Powder Gel. This is a better item to have and buy during the summer, sure, because that's around the time where you might get more chafing, but I have this year round because even in the winter I wear dresses and sometimes I get chafing. So highly recommend this. I find that this is really affordable. I think it's less than $10 per. I don't remember how much because I buy it in a pack on Amazon. The next item I used up is also kind of like skincare slash hygiene, I guess, item, but it's more of a foot item. It's this Carousel Intensive Foot Repair. I have a whole bunch of these. I keep buying this because it's really amazing. You put it on and it just essentially rehydrates and sloughs off any dead skin cells that you have on your body. So if you have drier skin on your feet, or you exercise or do a lot of sports or run a lot, this is really great. I think you need to use it only about twice a week or something. It also essentially gives you a pedicure. It's beautiful. Just so you know, if you want to find it in store, this is what the box looks like. You can also buy these on Amazon, and I tend to buy it on Amazon. I will link some of these items. I'm obviously not gonna link everything. I will link the items that I enjoyed, but I'm definitely gonna link this one and the Monistat. Moving on to body care, the first item I used up is this Fresh Milk Body Lotion. Didn't enjoy it. Really nothing to write home to mama about. Let me see if I can open this bottle so I can smell it. No, I can't smell it. But I found that this was a little bit more perfumed than I necessarily want. And as a result, I did not get the kind of moisturizing care that I was looking for. However, what I did enjoy for moisturizing was this Lubriderm one. I have a small bottle of it, of course, but I also have a gigantic one in my bathroom. Really enjoy this, especially in the winter. I highly recommend this. I promise I'm almost done. Another moisturizer I enjoyed is actually a body butter, and it is by Tree Hut. This is the Tropic Glow Firming Whipped Shea Body Butter. Now, the reason a lot of people enjoy this, by the way, look how empty it is because this is a dupe, at least in scent, to the Sol de Janeiro Boom Boom Cream. Yep. This is amazing, and I have a backup of this already. I used this up and then immediately went and purchased another one. This is about $10 or $11, available at Ulta, available at Target. Really recommend this one because the consistency of it is almost as beautiful as the Boom Boom Cream one, and the scent is basically on point. I just keep sniffing it. Oh my God, this smells amazing. Whew. So nice. Also from Tree Hut, I got the Frosted Sugar Cookie body scrub. I didn't really enjoy the scent of this very much, and I find that I don't actually enjoy body scrubs very much. I think that this is probably going to be either the last body scrub I buy, or if I buy another one, it'll be just because I'm really enjoying the scent. I'm using a moisturizer at this point in my life that has an AHA in it, so I don't really need to use a physical scrub. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not averse to buying them. I just don't see a need for me to have this in my day-to-day life. Another hygiene product I want to recommend is this body wash. It is the La Maison de Provence Citrus Blossom Scent Body Wash. This thing is incredible. This smells so good that aside from the fact that it actually is nice on the body, this smells incredible. And I'm recommending this based on the scent alone. If you like anything floral or citrusy, this one is it. This is amazing. I recommend that you look out for this at TJ Maxx because they do sometimes have this one. It is actually where I bought this scent. As you can see, it was only $6. Amazing, amazing. Oh my gosh, so amazing. But I will be buying this on Amazon. It is available on Amazon. Really recommend this. I cannot sing its praises highly enough. Another product I finished and I want to recommend is the Selfless Tanner by Saint Tropez. This is the Express Tan one. So this is the one where you leave it on for 1 to 3 hours, depending on how deep of a tan you want. Like 1 hour is generally like a lighter tan, more of a glow. 2 hours is medium tan, and 3 hours is a deep tan. I love this stuff. I use up to 1 to 3 hours, depending on the season. I've used multiple bottles of this and I really love it. I think it's like $45 or so, or maybe even closer to $50 these days. So while I love it and I highly recommend this one, if you don't want to spend that money for whatever reason, I also used and used up this one that's available on Amazon for like, I think $20 or a little bit under $20. This is the Naturena Organic Skincare Selfless Tanner Mousse. This is in the shade Deep Bronze, and I find that this works very similarly, if not identically, to the Express one that I mentioned, the Saint Tropez Express one that I mentioned. I will link this one below solely because it was hard for me to find it, but I really, really think that this one's a good dupe. And it sounds like there's something in there, but I can't really get anything out. So both of these are really nice. Both of these are used up. I have more of this one in my stash, but I highly recommend both of them. Now let's move on to hair care. The first item I used up is this Briogeo Don't Despair Repair Deep Conditioning Hair Cap System. Sadly, I had this for way too long and it went bad. So I don't know if it worked really well or not because I removed it very quickly. But the reason I'm mentioning it at all is because you need to look at the expiration date on it. It actually has expiration dates, and make sure that you use yours up if you have it, because Briogeo products tend to go bad. I've had something else go bad from them, so I don't really want to recommend too much Briogeo unless you're using it up real fast. But this could have been nice. I just wish I could have used it for longer. Another item I used up is this L'Oreal Elvive Total Repair 5. I think it's supposed to work in 5 minutes and that's why it's called 5. Yeah, this was nice. This was actually pretty great for my hair. It was moisturizing. It definitely did a lot of the repair. However, my hair is very dry and tangles very quickly, and it didn't really do a lot of the detangling that I wish it did. It's completely empty, but I enjoyed it. I really did. And I think it lasted me for about 5 uses, I would say. I also used up this set from L'Oreal. This is the Ever Pure Sulfate-Free Color Care System Simply Clean Shampoo and Conditioner. Such a long name, but I was reading a whole bunch of stuff. This was actually really nice. I really enjoyed this. I think they're about $10 to $15 each, but I really enjoyed this quite a lot, and I will be repurchasing it. I just have another shampoo and conditioner by Caviar in my shower right now, and then I have something else by, I can't remember the brand, but then I will be buying something like this. Another shampoo and conditioner I used up are actually these two by Garnier. These are the Whole Blends Honey Treasures repairing shampoo and conditioner, and I found that these were actually really nice. I very much enjoyed them. I actually enjoyed these much more than the Caviar one, the Caviar ones that I have in my shower right now. I found these were both moisturizing and repairing, so I really enjoyed these. I would recommend this, and this was pretty affordable. I think these were under $10 each, but I don't remember because I had it for a bit. Really enjoy these. I highly recommend these. The next item actually just broke on me, but I'm going to mention it anyway because it is a hair care item, and it is this Revlon hair tool. This was really nice. However, I have shorter hair, and this doesn't work on shorter hair. If you have longer hair, I recommend this one, and it is pretty affordable. I did buy a replacement for this on Amazon, but not a Revlon one, so you can buy a cheaper one because I think that was $30. Revlon is $60 or something to that effect. So any other ones on Amazon might work for you. Just make sure that you read the reviews and that the reviews are good. But this is not for short hair. This is for longer hair. I have since purchased the Dry Bar Single Shot, which is more ideal for short hair. It's actually what I use today, other than a haircut, of course. It's actually what I use today. My hair has fallen since then, but it actually gives me a lot more definition than this ever did, only because my hair is shorter. But I did have that hair tool for a while. I think I had it for about 2.5 years of basically daily use, or if not daily use, then at least a couple times a week. The last item I used up is actually a candle, and it is this Voluspa Yashioka Gardenia. I'm not gonna open it because I can't. It's really like the cap is on really tightly. This one was a very strong scent. So I'm just giving you a heads up. It's definitely got a tuberose smell, but it's very strong. And as a person who loves tuberose, it was still too strong for me. The moment you open it up, you will smell it. Anyway, this is done and over with. This was a $35 candle, so I'm glad that it's out of my collection because it was expensive for something that I wasn't using very frequently because the scent was just too strong. And that's it. Those are all the items that I've used up in the last 6 months. I can't wait to get rid of that. I will leave something right here as to how much or what amount in value I used up. And I will see you in my next video, and take care. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Bye.